Hello and welcome to round 2 of the Parenting Roundabout podcast. I'm Terry Morrow and I'm here with Catherine Haleko.
Hello.
Usually on this podcast we talk about parenting issues, but once a week Catherine and I like to get together to discuss TV, movies, books, and other entertainment topics because it's nice to talk about something other than parenting for a change. This week we wrapped up season 2 of Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist, and we checked out a new singing show called Girls5Eva. Let's say goodbye to Zoey. So this was the last episode of the second season. The third season, according to Newsweek, maybe not, maybe on Peacock, but it could end here.
Yes.
Or it could go on next year with, please, them not changing couples again. But now Max has the power. Does Zoey still have the power? Would they be a dynamic duo? Or...
Right.
Is it been transferred?
Switch in some way?
But the whole plot, we should say what the episode was about. The whole plot of it was Max was going to go to New York with Rose, and Zoey, mostly because the script said so, decides she doesn't want to be with Simon anymore, that she really loves Max, and all throughout the episode she's trying to figure out what she's going to do about that, and finally, she goes to the airport and saw Max singing When a Man Loves a Woman, and she thought it was to Rose, but of course we know that it was not. And then, as I kind of expected to happen, she is just somewhere in all of San Francisco, and Max appears. Says he couldn't go because he loves her. Well, I don't think those words were said, but that was the essence of it. So I guess was that their spot or something? Because it's like...
I feel like they've been there before.
Did he have a GPS tracker on her, perhaps?
Maybe. Maybe that's part of her smart spark point technology.
And Simon is totally cool with them no longer being together. And Rose, who cares about Rose? We barely knew Rose, but... she's probably not singing the happiest heart song right at the moment. But neither Max nor Zoey is within range. So you go sing your angry heart song, Rose, in the Big Apple.
On an airplane.
Right. I really they made her a little bit too likable. Mm-hmm. Let us hope that this is the end of whether it's the end of the series or not, it is the end of the which handsome man will Zoey choose. Because enough.
Right. Please.
Stop. But, if not, Max is going to have a heads up about it real quick, so.
Yes.
But it also, here in the last episode of the season, we finally got what we should have had all season, and that's Peter Gallagher, Dream Dad.
I had to save him for the season finale.
It just made me think that we could have, they could have worked, there's so many ways they could have worked him in. So many ways. We got a flashback, and we got a
dream,
brief memory of seeing the stars and stuff, and then we got Dream Dad on the last darn episode. Come on. Too little, too late. Dream Dad. Please come back for season 3.
And we also got, was this the first Taylor Swift appearance?
Could have been. I don't know. I can't remember whether there's been another one, but it seems like there should have been.
Right.
And this went very well. This is like all about the group numbers this week.
Yeah.
Lots and lots
with
of
the Taylor Swift one,
production numbers.
I couldn't quite figure out what the message was. Like, what was Zoey supposed to learn from that song? That she was supposed to shake it off and stop thinking about herself all the time?
Well, that would be good advice if that's what it was. I mean, she was telling everybody to stop ruining the party, which I didn't think anybody else was ruining the party but her, but okay.
Right, I agree with you.
And then they all just sang about shaking it off, so okay. They were following her advice, apparently. That's what she was to learn. Right. It was a nice number, though.
Yeah.
The subtitle of this episode should have been, "We have this huge space. We are going to use the heck out of it." It's like we've been wondering about Maximo's and why it needs to be part of the plot. This is why our grand finale, we are going to have lots of group numbers in this big space. Used well. but everybody is more or less happy at the end.
Except for Rose, but we don't get to see her, so.
Except for Rose, and except for Zoe's brother, who's not all in with the, yay, Mom's gonna date again.
Yes. He'll get there.
Just takes her a season to get over it, but, maybe Dream Dad needs to come to him. Mm-hmm. Can they put in a call for Mitch?
Yeah, get him in there.
It was a very enjoyable, fun episode, and I liked all the group numbers. Boy, Danny Michael Davis got a lot of appearances there at the end. And
he is
a lot of singing.
Amusing,
He is. He is amusing in dollops.
Yes, agreed.
You could definitely use too much of him. But he was fine, as deployed.
Yeah.
In these episodes. And how did we, in the Zoey flashback episode, which she was talking to her therapist, how did we know that Max had actually gotten the job? Because we got that information, right?
We did.
But how? We are not in Max's mind. We are only in Zoe's mind. So,
yeah,
I forget how they told us that.
They told us, but you're right. I mean, we weren't supposed to know.
I don't think we were supposed to know, but we did.
Yeah.
So, oh well, you crazy kids. Have a nice summer. Mm-hmm. And please don't break up.
Oh yeah, you better not at this point.
Ever. Possibly.
No.
But, I hope it comes back.
Mm-hmm. It's fun.
I enjoy it. And the thing is, I like it when everybody's happy, and that's not good TV, apparently. Right. So, but for the moment, like I said, everybody's happy but Rose. Mm-hmm. But maybe Rose meets a nice person on the plane. Let's just say she sits down next to a handsome fella.
Yeah.
And it's too bad, Simon didn't have to fly to meet with this meet with the startup.
Yeah.
He could have flown to New York for that, and they could have sat together in first class, and that would have messed everybody up.
The drama.
Yes. I hope Simon finds somebody less complicated and has a nice life. And Perry and Mo are back together. His kids.
Running around in Mo's apartment, and Mo's okay with it.
And Tobin and his girlfriend are happy and HR legal. So it was very enjoyable and nice, and just not a whole bunch to talk about, because I have things I'm mad at. I wasn't really mad at anything here.
Good job, Zoe's playlist.
Yes.
You satisfied Terry today.
Send it out on a positive heart song. And will be interesting if they come back to see exactly what the parameters of Max Hearing Heart songs are going to be.
Right.
If it's just going to be, we're going to go through the whole somebody having to figure stuff out again, or if it's going to be mutual, or anyway. Mm-hmm. That was season 2 of Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist.
Yeah. It did not end on the extreme tear-jerking that season 1.
No,
that's for sure.
It did not. No, it ended on a happy note, which is appreciated, so that if it doesn't come back, we can feel good about it. So, moving on to another show with singing, we watched Girls5Eva on Peacock. It's a new show about a 90s girl group that about 20 years later is sampled in a rap song and suddenly asked to be on The Tonight Show as kind of a funny thing. And then they decide that they're going to reunite and have a comeback, even though they never really got very far the first time, and are all now mostly far away from entertainment, either willingly or because really nobody will have them. So it's extremely unlikely, especially since they are no longer girls, that they're going to be able to get their girl group vibe back. And they also realize that most of the songs they sang back in the 90s were, kind of offensive and awful. So they have to find some better material and somebody who will pay them to sing and get over all the hurdles of their current lifestyles. So it's not the kind of show that's like relying heavily on storyline. So that should suffice pretty well. Right. Now, it's on Peacock Premium, which means that you can watch the first episode of it on free Peacock, but for the rest of it, you have to either pay $4.95 a month or get the 7-day free trial and watch it all real fast. So we opted, well, let's not say, lest they sneak in, but let's just say we're gonna talk about 4 of the episodes now and the remaining 4 episodes next week. Just because they're short.
Because they're quick,
They're quick. And they are lightweight little baubles. They go down super easy. You can just knock off 4 of these and hardly break stride. As opposed to like 1 hour of Veronica Mars, which feels like a 500-ton weight on your shoulders. And Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist, which should be half an hour, but is an hour and is filled with problems. These Girl5Eva episodes, man, they just pop them like peanuts.
That's right.
They are super duper lightweight and fun and like a little soap bubble floating up in the air and then popping. So I enjoyed watching it very much, and the memory of anything that I would have to say about any of the episodes is quickly fading out of my brain. So what did you think of Girls5Eva?
I enjoyed it. I mean, it reminded me of other like Tina Fey influenced projects.
Right.
Kimmy Schmidt, 30 Rock, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Just like so goofy sometimes. It's just like I don't know, just some of the lines just really cracked me up. Or like Renee Elise Goldsberry is just phenomenal.
Absolutely.
She is so funny in this as this like person who likes to think that she's a diva, but she's really not. And there was this whole runner about how she has this, whole empire and she's like an Instagram influencer, but it's all a facade. And she has a clear, like see-through piano named Ghislaine. Oh, it's just it's very
that
very,
character
like you said,
should be insufferable, and yet you just can't help but love her anyway. I think just because of possibly the enormous charm of Renee Elise Goldsberry. She's just extremely watchable and enjoyable and fun. And so you just want to keep seeing what that character is going to do next.
Right. And just over the top, without being annoying.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Really, definitely the breakout performance there. As I listened to a couple of podcasts about this before I even started watching it. Pop Culture Happy Hour talked about it, and Extra Hot Great talked about it in generally non-spoilery terms, although spoilery does not matter for this, really.
Yeah.
As I have mentioned, it's not like it's plot heavy. But as I think both podcasts mentioned, that as is often the case with Tina Fey projects, an extremely high joke density. And that is absolutely true.
And just so dumb. Like this. The piano shows up on the street corner, basically, outside of Sarah Bareilles' character's apartment. And her husband goes outside with his friend who's a cyclist, and he goes, he can't pick that up, he's got cyclist arms. And then they try to hand him a clipboard and he can't even hold it.
This is just so one dumb silly bit after another, and if something doesn't stick, it doesn't matter because there's something else flying through the air.
Something will be coming. Yes.
Everybody in this really comes off very well. Sarah Bareilles I've been sort of following as she's been going from pop singer to musical creator to actress, and she's just extremely charming in this.
And she's really playing the lead pretty much. And she's carrying it very well.
And she gets sort of all those sort of like little asides very well. And that's I think the 4th episode we watched had the song at the end where she's singing about being all the things she's afraid of. which she did a little bit in a scene, and then the rest of it went under the closing credits and was hilarious.
Yes.
So, all the musical parodies are, they're a little over the top. They're way parody, but funny. Fun. I laughed, and that's what they're going for. So, subtle it ain't, but it's extremely enjoyable. And lots of, little cameo appearances and interesting actors. I really enjoy Dean Winters as her brother.
He was on 30 Rock as Tina Fey's terrible boyfriend, Dennis. And he's also the guy in the Mayhem in the insurance commercial.
Yes, I've mostly seen him as Mayhem, and I think he was in a detective show I watched once. But it's just there's no reason that guy needs to be in that part, but the fact that he is makes it so much more fun. And I don't think I've ever seen the actor who plays Sarah Bareilles' husband, but...
He is a Hamilton person.
Is he?
Yes.
I did not recognize his name from that, but I can believe it. That makes sense.
He has been in some production of Hamilton. I'm not sure which one.
He has an extremely thankless part and is just completely adorable in it.
Yes, he's very sweet.
Yes. So again, a character where you could be annoyed by, but the actor somehow makes it, you just want to give him a hug.
Right.
So,
he's so frustrated by this dumb piano, but he just can't.
He's trying so hard to be a good sport, and yet, it's all just kind of so frustrating. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I, enjoyed all the performances, big and small, all the different characters. Always nice to see Busy Phillips. Her character is maybe the least successful, but it doesn't matter because I like her. And so, and Andrew Rannells was very funny as her, once-a-month husband.
Right. Oh, that whole thing. Another joke was that he kept his bangs swept over his eye for so long that it turned inward. Oh my gosh. So silly.
Yeah.
So
very silly, and just a constant bombardment of delightful silliness. Uh-huh. And if, one doesn't hit you right, watch out, here comes another one. I can really enjoy a show like that. And the whole New York lonely boy thing was hilarious. That was in I think the third episode that we watched. And then cameo by the John Slattery family there at the end, playing themselves. And the son of the family apparently having a very good sense of humor.
About being an actual New York lonely boy.
Yes. He looked like he was having a good time. Mm-hmm. So anyway, a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to watching the other 4 and talking about them next week. But this was a really fun first half.
Yeah. Agreed.
And yes, we should also mention Paula Pell plays the 4th member of the group.
The 4th surviving member of the 5.
The only one that I think is, the flashbacks, Sarah Bareilles and Renee Elise Goldsberry play younger versions of themselves with, I guess,
a lot of
kudos to the lighting people. Yeah. And then a completely different actress plays Paula Pell's character. And actually, Busy Phillips also plays the younger version of herself. Mm-hmm. And then there's a 5th member who died somewhere along the line. Anyway.
Yes, Paula Pell is very funny, too.
Yes, she is very funny, and it's funny that she looks completely different in the flashbacks than she does as an adult. Not all of us can look exactly the same.
Right, and in her post-5Eva life, she became a dentist.
Yes. It's weird. I mean, it's a parody of 90s girl groups, and the fact that now the hilarious nostalgia TV shows are about the 90s makes me feel like it's time to get the rocking chair and the knitting and just,
Yep.
Because 90s girl groups, not something I was particularly aware of, so maybe some of the parody goes over my head. Yeah. But, I guess with my daughter, listened to them a little bit, but she was even not necessarily the right age to be super up on stuff.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So... but Grandma can still appreciate a good joke as it flies by her. So as we said, we will finish up the rest of Girls5Eva with episodes 5 through 8 next week. We will also tiptoe back into Veronica Mars.
We can't quit you, Veronica Mars.
We can't quit you, Veronica, as much as we wish we could. But we're not going to watch any of season 4 yet. We're taking some deep breaths. We're taking some downtime. We're decompressing a little bit. We're not... we just need some Girls5Eva first, you know what I mean? We just need some lightweight bubblegum TV. And anyway, so we are going to listen to some episodes of the Veronica Mars Investigations podcast. They have boldly gone forward and done things we do not intend to do, but we will listen to them talk about. So specifically, they're going to talk about the Veronica in the FBI preview that was made to try to get it a 4th season in the first place. And then also there are 2 books that have been written and published that are apparently part of canon, so may be reflected in the season 4 episodes we watch in a little bit. So we will listen to the Veronica Mars Investigations episodes on the books, The $1,000 Tan Line and Mr. Kiss and Tell. Doesn't that just make you want to go back to Neptune? We will listen. We will listen to people talk about Neptune. We're staying out of town. And that's going to be it for round 2 today. Please subscribe to our Parenting Roundabout podcast so you won't miss any of our episodes. We have something new for you every weekday. As always, you can find recaps, links, and an opportunity to comment on our website at parentingroundabout.com. Goodbye, Catherine.
Bye, Terry.
Goodbye, everybody.